Hey everybody, it's Larry. Welcome back to the channel. This is Dad What's for Dinner, and today we're making chicken stock. I had a rotisserie chicken that I picked the carcass clean, and we're going to use that to make our stock. We're going to go ahead and get started on that. We're going to do a little bit extra than just normal stock. We're going to go ahead and roast the carcass bones and the veggies before we make the stock. So let's go ahead and get into that, and we'll get started. Okay, so to get started, we have here our chicken carcass and bones and skin. That's all there. This is 1 head of garlic, all peeled. And this is 3 or 4 stalks of celery. And this is just a bunch of baby carrots. In case you're not getting the trend here, this is just stuff that I have in the fridge that I needed to use. So that's what we're going to do. Don't have to be elegant about it. Oops. And 1 medium onion just quartered. And this is all going on a foil lined sheet tray. And then I'm going to give it, this is just olive oil in a handy dandy sprayer. I'm going to spritz it with some oil. And then on top of that, I'm going to use my favorite seasoning, which is adobo. It's all purpose. It's got salt, pepper, turmeric, and oregano. So you could use whatever spice mixture you want on this. Not absolutely necessary, but we're building layers of flavor here. So that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to pop this into a pretty hot oven, 400 degrees. I guess that's not super hot, but 400 degrees for about a half hour, and develop some nice char on this stuff. So you might ask yourself, why would I want to go to all the bother and trouble of roasting the vegetables in the carcass? Why don't I just throw them in the pot and be done with it? Well, you can definitely do that, but you'd be missing out on some richer, deeper flavors by applying the heat and getting that color on the vegetables, and also the Maillard reaction on the carcass and what meat is left on the bones. Gives you a richer, deeper flavor profile, and that's what we're doing here, is just building up layers of flavor for the stock. And that also brings up the question of, is it really worthwhile to make your own stock? And the short answer there is just really, it kind of depends on your situation. I mean, if you're going through a lot of whole birds and you've got a lot of carcasses, then yeah, it might make sense. And on the other hand, if you rarely use chicken stock, then it's probably better in your situation to use just store-bought. And there's a lot of good options to store-bought. Don't get me wrong. I use bouillon. I use Better Than Bouillon. I use the canned stuff. It just really kind of depends on what we've got going on. But long answer short, do what's best for your situation. And I guess that's pretty good advice in a lot of things in life. So anyway, let's go check and see if the stuff in the oven is ready to go, and we'll go on to our next steps. Okay, so it's been about 35 minutes, and I did, full disclosure, end up putting this under the broiler for a few minutes to get it a little bit extra charred up. I don't know if I can get this on the camera or not without really messing up my shot, but let's see here. And you can see the nice browning and charring that we've got on everything. So that's what we're looking for. So the next step here is to go ahead and put this in the pot. And let's see if I can do this without burning my fingers. Let's see how soft the veggies are. Let's see, I can probably be a little more efficient with this way. Just now thought of this. There we go. All right. So we got everything out of the sheet tray and into our pot. Then we're going to add 10 cups of water, give or take. I'm also going to add some peppercorn, a couple of bay leaves, and a couple of bouillon cubes, or if you had better than bouillon. And yes, it is kind of ironic that we're using bouillon to make broth or stock, but the idea is to make it as chicken flavored as possible. So that's what we're doing. Okay, so well, the only thing to do at this point is to go ahead and turn the flame on. And you're going to bring this to a boil. And once it brings it to a boil, we'll lower the heat to a simmer and simmer it for 2 or 3 hours. Obviously, for you guys, it's just going to be a couple seconds, but we'll get to it. Oh, and you also want to cover it. Alrighty, so it's been about 10 minutes. And this is at a full rolling boil. We're going to go ahead and drop the heat and bring this to a simmer. Give this a good stir here. Oh, and I wish you had smell-o-vision. The smells that are coming off this are pretty awesome. But we're going to go ahead and, like I said earlier, we're going to simmer this. So yeah, we'll let this simmer for 2, maybe 3 hours. Probably take the lid off further in so we can reduce it some. Okay, so it's been about 2 hours. And oh, this smells really good. So what I'm going to do at this point, give it a stir. And I'm going to leave the lid off. I'm going to let it continue to simmer. And we're going to try to reduce this a little bit. That does is concentrate the flavors, give you a more intense flavor. So this will take probably half hour-ish. So we'll do that. And once it's reduced, we'll go ahead and strain this and then get ready to store it. Okay, so it's been a half hour and we reduced this a little bit. I think what I'm going to do is give this a little taste. See if I can do this without scalding. Oh yeah, definitely good chicken stock. I think I'm going to let it reduce a little bit more and see where we're at. It's tasted and looking pretty good, but I think I'm going to let it go a little bit more and see if I can't concentrate that flavor a little bit more. Okay, so it's been about another 10 or 15 minutes, and this has reduced nicely. Got some good concentrated flavors. I'm going to go ahead and try to strain this out without burning myself. It is kind of scalding hot right now. So I'm probably, as I'm doing this, thinking I probably should just wait so I don't actually end up burning myself here. We'll let it cool off and then we'll be back. Okay, so it's been a couple minutes. And I'm just using a fine mesh strainer over a measuring cup and ladling the stuff out rather than just trying to pour everything out so I don't make a mess and I don't scald myself. But we'll go ahead and get this taken care of, and then we'll take a look at the final product. Okay, so we've got it all strained out. Here's the solids. Pretty stuff. There's a little bit of extra liquid in there. I think I could probably strain this again to get every last drop of this out. If you remember, we put in 10 cups of water, and this is just at 5 cups, so we reduced the liquid by half. Very concentrated, very flavorful stock. So, yeah, I mean, is it worth it? I think this is probably more flavorful. And again, I control the amount of salt and anything else, any other flavor profiles that I want. So yeah, I mean, from that aspect of it, it's definitely worth it. Anyway, I'm gonna get this ready to jar up, and there really won't be a tasting or a plating, if you will, but we'll have another segment here in just a second. Okay, so here's the final product, jarred up and ready to go into storage. I didn't actually do the canning process, so it's going to have to go in the fridge, but that's no biggie. I'll probably use it here this week on some other recipes. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please share and subscribe. Leave a comment. I always like to see the comments. And until next time, take care and God bless. We'll see you soon.